center, everybody. The Iceman! Oh, big right punch to the chin. A big corner right here, left, right. Oh, Joe Kennedy's in all kinds of trouble. Champion of the world. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Welcome to Jay Adams Brawl Call.
Welcome to Florida International University for what promises to be an exciting night of behind-the-scenes footage of mixed martial arts fights. On this episode of Jay's Brawl Call, it's Championship Fighting Alliance, the title. Here with Joe Ray. He is the co-main event here tonight with John Kelly, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of buzz, Joe, on this fight. There's a lot of hype that this could easily be fight of the night tonight. Both of you guys love to stand. You both love to trade. Are you planning on staying on your feet in this fight?
Yeah, I am planning on staying on my feet. I mean, if he takes me down, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But I plan on keeping it on my feet.
And John Kelly's been known to love to stand and trade. He's got good takedowns as well. Have you been working the takedown defense?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we worked that in the camp, you know, as well as some other things. So we'll see what happens.
A lot of guys have their eyes on you, Joe. You've had some flashy wins. You're sitting at 5-1 as a pro. You're sitting as 8-0 as an Ami. Only one loss in 14 fights. You got a great camp, great training team. What are you looking to do in the sport of MMA?
I mean, long term, I want to be world champion. But as of right now, I mean, as far as next fight, I'm not looking past this one right now. I got to take care of business tonight, and you know, we'll go from there.
And you had a very quick knockout of Zorobabel Mariah at 14 seconds. I watched that fight. It was an interesting fight. It looked like it was a straight right, but it wasn't necessarily a hard punch. Was it just that it was so well placed?
Well, I think it was the hook that put him out, yeah, and then the right just swept him. Yeah.
Well, it happened so fast because your hands were looking so quick that night. Did it surprise you how quickly you got the knockout?
Yeah, I mean, the way he was standing in front of me, not really. He just kind of stood there. So I put the right in his face, and he just kind of stood there. So I just dug in.
Was that fight in Florida?
No, it was in Singapore.
Oh, okay. Because I know Florida, I think the fastest knockout was 5 seconds. So I say, what about Singapore? That might have been the fastest knockout in Singapore history.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past it.
All right, so you're going to be, as co-main, you'll be the second to the last fight. What do you do to sit back there and relax and chill out with all these fights in front of you?
Yeah, I just chill, listen to some music, dance a little bit, you know, talk some stuff.
Hey, tell us about CFA. What's been your impressions of the promotion so far?
I mean, I like it. They run a real good show, like, as you can see. You know, they do. They're doing things right. So I'm glad to have the chance to work with them, and I'm fortunate to be here.
And finally, I got to give you mad props because your dad went to the same school as me, Northeastern University Huskies. So, you know, I can't show any favoritism, but I can definitely say good luck out there tonight.
Well, thanks, appreciate it.
Here with the Irish Car Bomb. See, I remember that one. John Kelly. He's got a big fight coming up with Joe Ray. He's in the co-main event tonight here at CFA. And I'll tell you, everybody's been talking about this fight, John, because you guys both love to stand and trade. It's got high odds of turning in a fight of the night. You think the odds are in your favor?
Oh, yeah, for sure, because both of us have exciting styles. We like to push the pace. And he's a good fighter. I consider myself a good fighter, so I think that it's going to be a fun show for the fans.
You've always been known to perform in big shows as well, Bellator, Strikeforce. When the pressure's on, that's when you win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, pressure is one of those things that if you let it get to you, it can hinder your performance. But if you use it the right way and you channel it the right way, you can also perform really well with it.
So size up the fight for us, handicap the match. Joe's known to have really good elbows, really good hands. He's a good stand-up guy. You're also known as a great takedown artist. I know that you want to stand and trade. You want to give the audience what they're looking for, but also should those elbows start becoming painful, do you see yourself taking them down to the canvas?
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely not going to fight him where he's most comfortable. I mean, he's a good kickboxer. I mean, I remember when I used to follow him training in Thailand because they used to send us little emails from his school that I also used to be a part of. And, I saw that he was a good striker. And I knew when I saw him at the Strikeforce show fighting at 170 that most likely we'd be meeting one day. So, it's one of those things where, as with any opponent, you don't want to fight them in their strongest area. So if he starts, landing a lot of shots, I'm going to look for the takedown, but also he knows I'm looking for the takedown. So, I can use that to my advantage too.
Well, I promise you some good fights on this Brawl Call. That's just what you're getting right now. It's Joe Ray and the Irish Car Bomb, John Kelly, coming at you right now.
In the blue corner, his professional martial arts holds a professional record of 6 wins, 1 losses, sitting in at 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 180 pounds, hailing out of Miami, Florida, presenting the challenger, John the Fireman Kelly! His opponent fighting in the red corner. His professional martial artist holds a record of 4 wins, 1 loss, sitting at 6 feet tall, weighing in 108 pounds, from Sarasota, Florida. Give it up for John Gentlemen, we all know the rules. Fighter will not tolerate anything less. As well, the performance is ready to rock and roll.
Joe Ray has fought all over the world, has a TKO first-round win against Julio Gallegos. He fought in Greece for that matchup. And this is a guy who just loves the sport of MMA. I have a feeling these two are going to trade for a while before this thing goes to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these guys got a lot of experience, so it's not going to be one of those fights where if John Kelly wants to take it to the ground, he's not going to be able to come out and, shoot a takedown off the bat without setting it up.
Joe Ray fights out of ATT Miramar, again sporting that 5-1 record, 8-0 as an Emmy, only 1 loss in his entire career. And the Irish Car Bomb only has 2 losses in his whole career, so this is a high-level middleweight match.
Yeah, absolutely, and the belt's on the line. It's a 5-round fight, so both these guys know that they have 25 minutes to work if need be, so it'll be interesting to see how they come out in this first round.
Circling each other, feeling each other out. It's one thing to watch tape on your opponent, but you've never felt your opponent's strength. You've never traded with them. This is a feeling out process.
Yeah, absolutely, and you saw Kelly land a nice low kick to Joe Ray's front leg. Trade jabs. Joe Ray taking the center of the cage. John Kelly circling. Oof, trade kicks again, yeah.
Shin to shin.
Yeah, those never feel good.
Something tells me Joe Ray has pretty good conditioning in those legs, though. Having trained for well over a year in Thailand, that's what they do. They just beat each other's legs up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Kelly landed another effective low kick and a big right hand there. Didn't seem to do any damage, though. Another low kick, and Ray pushes forward with a nice three-punch combination and tries for the low kick of his own, but misses.
Back and forth here, measuring each other out right now.
Oh, another big low kick by Kelly. That might be part of his game plan, try to chop him down a little bit. And, you know, that can play with a guy's ability to move on his feet. And being that Joe Ray is a Muay Thai specialist, maybe that's part of the game plan to take him out of his element and not let him be as effective with his strikes.
Yeah, it takes some of the speed. That's another nice kick. It takes some of the speed away from Ray. You know, he's just 26 years old. Everybody saw the tape on Ray. The guy's got lightning fast hands, lightning kicks, and he's a youngster. So, yeah, try to take away the wheels a little bit.
Yep, charging forward, trying to press Kelly up against the cage, but John Kelly being too strong and savvy for that. Now Kelly pushes forward, a big double leg takedown, and now he's got Ray in his half guard by the cage.
See Ray work off his back, see what his ground game looks like. I asked him what his specialty on the ground was. He says, I grab it, I break it, and I take it home.
Nice.
So that's his ground skill.
Sounds effective. Well, this is where John Kelly, I imagine, wants the fight to be, and he's in the corner. He's got his corner right where he is, as you see there, giving him instructions, and he's in Joe Ray's half guard. And, you know, as the fight goes forward, I imagine this is where John Kelly wants to put himself to wear down Joe Ray, try to beat him up, score points in the eyes of the judges, and keep Joe off of his feet where he's, you know, known for being most dangerous.
Yeah, and that was very heads up there by Kelly to actually take down Ray right in his own corner. He waited till he was positioned in front of the corner before he shot that double, and now he's got him folded up against the cage right where he wants him, where he can hear the advice from MMA masters.
Yeah, it always helps to be right there next to your coaches, and for Joe Ray, he's not hearing anything except the instructions that John Kelly's corner is giving him.
And you know, it's always stuff like, yeah, he can't take it. He's got no game. He's got no answer for it.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that'll really depress you if you listen to it.
Yeah, but Joe Ray's locking up a Kimura. Now he's transitioning to the armbar, Jay.
Wow, Kelly's in trouble.
Oh!
Tapping out at 134.
Wow, Joe Ray pulls off the submission victory.
Joe Ray will be wrapping the CFA middleweight belt around his waist. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he kind of lulled John Kelly to sleep in the half guard. He was hunting for that arm. He locked up the Kimura, and it was a beautiful transition to an arm bar, and it was tight right away. You saw John Kelly was tapping before he was even flipped all the way over on his back. Great submission win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the armbar submission in the first round, and your new CFA middleweight world champion, Joe
Here with the grimy gorilla, Peter Grimes. He is the main event tonight. He will be fighting Luis Baboon Palomino. Everybody's been looking forward to this fight because both of these guys are exciting to watch. They're both active, both on their feet. They're active on the ground. You especially, Peter, you gotta Google some of this guy's fights. He is so active on the ground. He's so offensive off his back. Great elbows, great angles. What are we looking forward to in this main event?
My goal is to keep it standing. So I'm just gonna, time his punches and just weather the storm. He's a very explosive fighter like I am. So I won't trade punches with him, but I want, fight very smart about it and just wait for the timing. If I get the shot to take him down, I want to do it, ground and pound, keep it standing.
Has he made any indications to you about whether he plans on standing or not?
Oh, I heard his interview and he clearly said he's going to knock me out. He's going to go for the knockout. So, that's his goal, to try to just knock me out. So, I never been knocked out. So, I'm trying to prove myself to the test. So, I'll prove him. So let's see. It's going to be a very exciting fight. So.
Have you had a chance to look at any footage on him?
Mostly his highlights. I saw a lot of his highlight videos, and not like I haven't seen none of his full fights.
Yeah.
I know he fought for Bellator and other organizations, but I never seen like a full video of his fights, just highlights. Right. But he's explosive. He's fast.
Both are explosive. You're both fast. I think we can look forward to a great matchup. It is the main event here at CFA, and a little bit of a backstory on Peter. Peter came here when you were 8 as an orphan, and tell us a little bit about that and how America's been to you.
Well, it's been pretty good, you know what I mean? But yeah, I came here when I was 8, and I was adopted by a single father, and then my dad adopted another brother or another son in Ecuador, another orphan from Ecuador. So I got a brother from Ecuador, and yeah, and I mean, I learned all through these years being in America. I learned a lot. I've been through a lot of ups and downs. I was a wild kid when I came to the United States. I was just, and that's how I got into fighting. I was always a fighter. I was always fighting, but when I was in the orphanage, I'd never seen TV when I came to the United States. I never watched movies before. I got hooked up with martial arts, Bruce Lee, and I always wanted to be a fighter. And, I always wanted to box and just do Kung Fu and all that. And it's just, it's part of my life, It's always been, yeah. So.
Well, I know the fans at home are probably already saying, all right, let's see this kid fight. You told us how great he is. So through the magic of editing, here we go right now. It's Palomino and Grimes.
it's tough. He's getting, Palomino's getting the better of him in every aspect of the fight. You can see he's limping around. He's in a lot of pain. At this point, you got to be, searching for some kind of big shot, maybe going for the knockout. But, I mean, Palomino looks fresh. He's in great shape, too. And, like we were talking about before, he's not going to get sucked in to a dangerous position against Grimes. I think you're going to see him come out, try to close the distance.
And Baboon ate that left coming in. He might have been shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Baboon try to put him on the ground because Grimes is still a factor on the feet, and that's exactly what we're seeing here as he drops down to the double against the cage.
Baboon may have been hurt by that left leg.
Yeah, absolutely nice takedown by the cage.
When needed, Baboon can dump him every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it appears when they're standing, I mean, Grimes has got a lot left in the tank, and he's ready to bring it. And, I think that's probably what his corner was telling him to do. But it's hard because every time he does, Baboon is intelligently dropping under and hunting for that takedown.
I know it can be a lot easier said than done, but I think at this point, what Grimes might want to do is try to stall and try to just keep Baboon in tight instead of trying to fight off his back. Try to stall and get the stand-up because he's got a much better shot at pulling out the win on his feet than fighting off his back.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. That is a great point. I would be recommending that if I was his corner as well. But it's hard to do from cross side. He's going to want to try to regain half guard and eventually full guard. It'll be a lot easier to tie him up and stall things out. And right now, it doesn't look like he's able to get himself to that position.
Just folded up against that cage, uncomfortable, grinding down. Got to be frustrating for a fighter when everything you're doing is just coming up just a little bit short.
Absolutely, and Jay, I think maybe you should pop over there in between rounds and give him a little corner advice. That was very, very well put as far as strategy is concerned.
Well, I would love to see the grimy gorilla have a couple of good rounds here. And I would love to see a little more stand-up. I'm just selfish. I like to see a little more stand-up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if it was on their feet, Grimes definitely would like to turn it into more of a slugfest, and that would definitely be a crowd pleaser. But Baboon's doing the right thing. He's being smart, and he's keeping Grimes away from where he's most dangerous. Transitions to mount, transitions to mount again, and that's been the big difference here, Jay, is the ability for Baboon to take him down, control him on the ground. You see the development of Palomino's ground game as well, as he's just controlled every aspect of this fight on the ground.
Great jiu-jitsu out of MMA Masters. A very proud school, and deservedly so. They have lots of great fighters in their camp, and they're having a good night tonight.
Yeah, very tough group of fighters, talented, and they got a nice team down there in Miami. Daniel Valverde is their jiu-jitsu coach, and it's showing in this fight, what impact that has had on the fighters. They went 1-1 thus far. John Kelly coming up short, so I'm sure Palomino's trying to get things to swing back in their direction, at least go 2-1 on the night. And if he keeps this up, Jay, it looks like that's what's going to happen.
Palomino with the USFL lightweight belt, the G-Force lightweight belt, and also the XFC featherweight champion. But he said no belt means more to him than winning the CFA belt here tonight.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing, Palomino's experience really paying off. He knows where he's dominant in the fight, and that's what he's done here. And he's really just grinding Pete Grimes into the ground, trying to wear him down. It'll be interesting to see if he tries to go for the finish at any point.
And Grimes, despite the fact that he has quite an active guard and is flashy, has never really been able to put together a credible threat with a submission from his back in this fight. It's just been really survival, just basically trying to not get hurt from his back. But he's, a couple times he's tried to put the Kimura together, an armbar here and there, but with how wet both of these guys are, there was never a real threat to Baboon.
Yeah, and he's getting softened up. Baboon's landing really effective ground and pound. When you're in the driver's seat like Baboon is right now, you're feeling good. You definitely got way more energy than your opponent. And, you're going to see him continue in the driver's seat. He's trying to climb his right leg up a little bit. Looked like he was going to move to S-mount there. He's landing big shots from the top.
Final 10 seconds, and Baboon, as he usually does when he hears the 10-second warning, gets real active, going for the armbar, and the tap out with just 1 second left to go in the round. Luis Baboon Palomino is the featherweight champion of the world.
Congratulations to all the winners of Championship Fighting Alliance, the title. And congratulations to the promotion itself for bringing you another fantastic event. These guys work very hard to bring you only the best mixed martial arts. I'm Jay Adams. We'll see you next time on Brawl Call.